Jim, the players are back in for pre-season next week. How much are you looking forward to getting back with the team?
Very much so, Greg. It's felt long and short in different ways. So long as in time off the grass, it feels like so long ago since we were working towards something. But short in the sense that all my time has been taken up working as well on the other aspect of my job, which is away from the direct grass-based stuff of trying to improve the team. It's reflection on the season as a whole and how we can search for improvements, plan to help those improvements when we do come back with our work on the grass. But also the opportunity in this window now is obviously the one that the fans probably have the most interest in is trying to improve the team with player power, which is certainly occupied a lot of my time over the summer. But yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing the team when we do all report back next week.
In terms of sort of building for next season, we look at the contract extensions first of all. Announced Aidan Barlow, Ian Henderson of course, and Corey Edwards as well signing his first professional deal. How glad were you to get those done and dusted? Yeah,
very glad. It's about building on what we have. We've grown year on year, I think, in my time. Last year was a highly successful season for the group, and keeping the group together. Of course, there's some change, like there is always in every team. There are some exits to make space for some arrivals, but you know, there was a lot of good work done last season, and the team. That's good timing.
Another new signing.
Yeah, I'll get that one later. The team are responsible for all that, for that great work, and you know, it was really important to retain what we have, retain the quality that we have, build on that quality. Ian, Aidan, Corey Edwards, as you mentioned, all pivotal parts in the growth last year at different ends of the spectrum. Ian and Corey probably the most obvious, probably, you know, our most experienced player and all-time greatest player, the GOAT as he's known, at one end of the scale. Corey at the other, emerging into the team at the end of the season there, when you know the team really needed some help, was down on bodies in that area, and done himself no harm whatsoever. He'd done exactly what we knew he could do from working with him every single day. It was a pleasure to work with him last year. So delighted Ian and Corey at different ends of the spectrum have decided to recommit and continue with us. Aidan somewhere in between. Aidan probably symbolic of some of the players that we do pick up along the way at Rochdale. A player that has great quality but has lost his way a little bit. I hope he doesn't think that's unfair of me to say. Looking to rehome and making sure that home has the right connection for his qualities, his abilities, and give him the chance to express himself. And I think he did that last year. I think he did that without embarrassing him. He was also a player last year that we kind of spoke of within the changing room as an example of what it really means to just get on with your work without complaining, putting the team first, and you know, arriving at a better place than when you started. Aidan, that was Aidan's season last season, and yeah, all those guys, delighted they've recommitted. In terms of new signings, Bryce and Dan Moss in through the door, what kind of made you decide to bring those guys in? I think first and foremost, Greg, the two core principles are all the players I've signed for the football club so far, whether I've got them right or wrong, the same two things are always at the forefront of my mind. Got to be a good person, and I have to think they're a good player. And I can't express enough how important being a good person is. I do like to meet all the players personally. I don't think a phone call to the other end of the country suffices really, and you know got to meet these people, get to know them, see if it fits with the group. I think both of them certainly do. But yeah, good players also. I think valuable addition to the football club at different stages in their career. Bryce has had some success in the National League, has been a Football League player, has brilliant attributes, will certainly help us down either flank of the pitch, I think. And you know, will give our guys who played so much there last year an opportunity to breathe sometimes as well by competitively pushing to be in the starting 11 just like them. Dan Moss, I think just pure honesty, ability also. I think he's probably one of the most humble people you'll ever meet in terms of how much he plays down himself and what he's good at. Far better player than he actually likes to admit, which he should have no shame in doing so. Plays a number of positions, and there was a number of reasons it worked as well. Geography was one. Dan wanting to get back in the region where he's from, and wanting to start the next chapter of his career at a football club that he thinks is in line with the ambitions he's got. Also, he's already a well-respected National League player, a good amount of games under his belt, and as I said, can play a number of positions, in positions that we are already strong, but that's part of our growth. So last year, probably the strongest teams are really, really strong way into the depths of their squad. Now, I think into the depth of our squad, you want the guys to be as good as the guys who are starting. And we've got brilliant players who started loads of games last season, but we want to get as many of them as possible throughout our ranks. I think both those players help us bring that.
And I know you've already talked about the busy work that you've had to do over the close season in terms of trying to build that squad for next season. You're hopeful now over the coming weeks that you can add more bodies to that squad?
I am. I'm curious who that missed ball was off, to be honest, because there's a few very live situations. I'm getting a bit more experienced in doing this now. Realise how these situations have gone each summer and throughout the windows or non-windows as it is in the National League. But we've more work to do. There's a few situations that are live. I believe we'll be close to completion or close to decision on a couple of situations. You never fully know how it'll go in football, but we've got healthy conversations ongoing with players that we think could really help our team, really complement the attributes that we already have, and add some attributes that we could be even better at. So there's exciting situations going on. You have to be patient, you have to be diligent, you have to be committed. I am all of those, because ultimately my duty is to try and improve our team, all of our team, fans, the players, me, you guys. We are one team, and my role, I must never forget it, is to constantly try to improve it, no matter what kind of decision, easy or difficult that is.